Hello Key Stage 2, this is Wednesday's English lesson and today's learning objective is to organise writing appropriately. So we're going to plan the letter to the woodcutter today. This was the poster that was put up looking for a new woodcutter. So this man, Hugo, is trying to recruit some more woodcutters to cut down the tree. So our purpose for writing this week is to write a letter to him to try and persuade him not to recruit any more woodcutters and not to chop these trees down. So this is the layout of a letter. We'll look at writing your address, the address you're sending it to, a greeting, the full date. Obviously, the yellow is the space that you're going to write about the reasons why we don't want the trees to be cut down. Then you're going to close your letter by writing your full name. So on the top right hand side of a letter goes your address. So hopefully most of you know where you live, but obviously you've got your adults at home that can help you and practice writing your home address. So this is just an example I've put on here for you. So remember, you'll need your house number or your house name, the road or close that you live on, Redditch, and then your postcode as well. So on the left hand side goes the address of who you're writing to. Now I've got the address here in the example, so if you want to copy that address onto your letter. And then underneath your address goes the long date. So make sure you've got the day, the date, the month and the year. And then who you are writing to. So that's the name of who we are writing to. So in the big space is where you're going to introduce your topic. So writing about what you are arguing, persuading him not to do. So for us, it's to persuade him not to recruit a new woodcutter and to chop the trees down. So you're going to use some adjectives. Be enthusiastic, use some powerful verbs, give reasons for your argument, using some of those persuasive techniques that I showed you in yesterday's lesson as well. Then you're going to close it with your name. So I'd like you to have a go at writing your own today. This is just an example that I found to persuade children to stop watching television. So I strongly believe that watching television is bad for children. It is not educational, it creates laziness and it increases bad behaviour. Firstly, because television involves watching, not thinking, it is not educational. When children are not thinking, they are not using their imagination, which is tragic. Use of an exclamation mark there. A lack of thinking and imagination can also affect a child's schoolwork. Secondly, when watching television, students are sat for long periods of time. Sitting still for a long time can create bad habits like not wanting to play outside, which in turn can affect a child's health, weight and friendships. Finally, there are countless shows on television that are not appropriate for children to watch. Some of these show swearing, being mean, bad manners and fighting. If children watch shows that have these things in them, it's possible they will think these behaviours are okay in real life. This means that children could become rude and violent. In conclusion, it's obvious that children watch too much TV and should be stopped. This is because children's education, physical fitness and behaviour are at risk. Make yourself smarter, fitter and better behave today by not watching television. So that's just an example of a persuasive text that I found. Whether has this persuaded you to stop watching so much TV? I don't know. But as you can see, they use the introduction. First paragraph is your introduction. Then use their points, their arguments using firstly, secondly, finally, and in conclusion. So I'd like you to think about 3 points you are going to use in your letter today. So with your plan, I'd like you to have a go at using subheadings. So why I am writing, this is your introduction. So I've had a go at planning my letter to try and persuade the woodcutter. So I'm writing to you to persuade you not to recruit another woodcutter after seeing your advertisement. I am astonished you do not know the negative impact this would have on the world. You should be ashamed of your actions. That's why I'm writing to you to explain what is happening to the rainforest when you chop down these trees. We must stop this now. And then I've just planned, I haven't written out my full letter because you'll be doing that tomorrow, just planning what my argument 1, my argument 2 and argument 3 are. So you can use bullet points. Remember, this is your plan to help you write your letter tomorrow. So I would maybe go back to yesterday's lesson and make sure you use some of those persuasive techniques, those rhetorical questions, short, sharp sentences, maybe a bit of alliteration, and those conjunctions to make sure you explain why these things are important. So I'd like you to have a go at planning your letter today. Use subheadings to organise your letter, and I look forward to reading some of your letters by the end of the week.